This is Audible Groan with Paul Brunel and Stephen Carroll, the pop culture podcast covering sports, movies, and everything in between. Enjoy the show. Hello, guys. Welcome to the first 2020 episode of Audible Groan.
What's up?
Yeah, we have hopefully a very good year of podcasts ahead of you. Pop culture news, movies, music. We'll be covering it every single month under the horizon.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I'd like to start off the show with a little bit of sad news. This was confirmed. Literally, the news just officially broke like a few minutes before we started recording. And that is that as you know, we've talked about Disney Plus a lot. And the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus TV show that was going to take place after Revenge of the Sith has been put on hold indefinitely. We don't know exactly what the issue is, just the fact that there are some disagreements between Kathleen Kennedy, who heads Lucasfilm, and Ewan McGregor, and they've kind of sent the cast home, released them from their contracts. They can go find new work. And Deborah Chow, who actually directed an episode of The Mandalorian, was attached to direct the show. And we don't know when it's going to be happening. But to me, Steve, it sounds like it's kind of a studio has a vision that's different from the main actor, and they kind of can't disagree at what the heck they're supposed to do.
But isn't the head actor just supposed to do what the studio tells them to do?
Yeah, fair. You know, it's like it happens all the time in movies where the studio, who sometimes people will say, the studio's out of touch with reality. They don't know what people want. There are these, big business executives that are far removed from today's pop culture, and they think they know what audiences want, and that's why movies fail at the box office. It could be that, and Ewan might have his own idea of how he wants to do this, and the studios are like, no, we have our idea. But honestly, in a situation like this, I think I'm trusting Ewan McGregor's vision, and I think he probably wants to do something a little more bolder than what Disney's comfortable with.
I mean, the actors are the ones playing the parts, obviously. So I think they would have a pretty good idea of what direction they should go, since they're the ones playing the character and they're going on all their past experience. So
yeah, and especially he's been playing this character he since what, 1999?
Yes.
So he's 21 years into this thing, and I trust him. It's really interesting because you never know that the studios are so sterile with what they say. Creative differences is a phrase you hear all the time when something doesn't work out.
I just have a question for you. I just thought of it. You know how Disney built on being family friendly?
Yeah.
Do you think that's part of what the disagreement over, because that kind of limits the direction you might be able to go in?
Yeah, that's a really good point. If you guys don't know, they actually just fired Scott Derrickson off of Doctor Strange 2. And he said that he wants to make it the MCU's first horror movie. And he is a horror director. He directed Sinister back in 2012. And he wanted it to be a horror film. And Disney fired him unceremoniously. And I think it's kind of the same situation. They don't want a dark, scary movie, even if it's PG-13. And I think maybe Ewan McGregor's vision was a little darker. Now, with the Scott Derrickson thing, he actually posted on Twitter that the enemy of creativity and the enemy of release dates are the studios. In other words, the studio and the director and the actor can sometimes butt heads. But I don't know. Do you feel like this will work out? Like, do you feel like the series is going to actually come to fruition, or is it going to be like this thing where it's just canceled in like 2 weeks?
Like, if you want anything to work, no matter what it is, whether it's just something in your everyday life or some Hollywood like TV show or movie, I think there's gotta be some type of compromise somewhere. Like there's gotta be some, well, if you let me do this, then I'll do this for you.
Yeah. I mean, how dark can it be? It's not like Obi-Wan's going to be like going around Tatooine dropping F-bombs and like killing Tusken Raiders and cutting their heads off.
And not gonna be overly violent either.
No. I mean, look at Episode 3, or The Empire Strikes Back. People for ages are like, that's the dark sequel. Every time a new sequel comes out, they're like, it's like The Empire Strikes Back, and then it's terrible. But we'll see. Right now we have The Mandalorian Season 2 coming out this fall. The Clone Wars returns in February.
Yeah.
We have the return of Darth Maul. We're actually going to have Obi-Wan in Clone Wars, even though it's a different voice actor. So Star Wars lives on. We're going to get an announcement, too, this month for the next movie that will be coming out. Rumor has it Taika Waititi, who directed Jojo Rabbit and Thor Ragnarok, is going to direct the next movie. Mm-hmm. He actually directed the season finale of The Mandalorian. And if you want to see a director who has the creative freedom that the studio gives him, watch the season finale of The Mandalorian. You can watch every episode and then realize, oh my gosh, this is a Taika Waititi episode. You remember, did you watch it? You watched it.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming most of you guys have watched it, but do you remember the scene where the two stormtroopers are sitting there bickering and Baby Yoda starts acting up, so they punch him through the sack? And,
yes.
And they're trying to shoot a can, but they can't hit the can even though it's 5 feet away.
Yes.
That's the whole joke on they can never hit anything. Such classic Taika Waititi humor. But I feel like whatever happens with Star Wars,
that was
I think it'll work
really
out.
Funny last episode too.
Yeah, he knows how to do it. He actually voices the robot too, IG-11, the bounty hunter, the one that sacrifices his life.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Star Wars. It's complicated, I think, is the best thing to do. I don't know. Do you hate it? Do you love it?
Yeah.
I mean, look at The Rise of Skywalker.
It all depends on your views of it. Like, I always go back to this most recent trilogy they had where if they let, like, either J.J. Abrams or Ryan Johnson.
You mean Ruin Johnson?
Direct all 3 movies. Maybe they get better reviews.
I think if it was Ryan Johnson subverts expectations. He'd build up for 3 movies to this gigantic battle, and Kylo Ren's going to be like, I don't feel like it. I want to go home and have some tea. And he'd walk off the set and the movie would end. Because that's Ryan Johnson. No. But yeah, that's true. Kind of like consistency brings in an audience. It's like if not next episode's podcast, it was 2 different people, and there was no explanation as to why we just vanished out of thin air.
Right.
Hi, welcome to Audible Groan. I'm your host, Brad Smith. Anyway, yeah. Consistency brings in an audience, and I think that's one of the reasons why The Rise of Skywalker hit $1 billion. But it's the lowest grossing movie so far in the new trilogy.
Really?
Yeah.
Even lower than The Last Jedi?
Yeah, right now it's like $250 million less than The Last Jedi, and it's going to be out of theaters probably early February.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's so interesting. I have this handy-dandy notebook with notes in it that we can use. Yes, we should mention this. You saw the trailer for Morbius.
Yes.
What do you think?
I'm very intrigued by it, and I can't wait to see the movie.
Oh, man. So, Morbius, kind of like, how Sony... Did you see Venom?
No.
Okay, you need to watch. You should watch Venom.
Okay.
It's probably like dark, not over the top, but as dark as they could have gotten without the R rating. But Sony kind of starts its own universe with Venom. They're separate from the MCU. There's rumors everywhere. Will Tom Holland cross over? Will Tobey Maguire come back? Will they do the multiverse? And then they introduce the multiverse in Far From Home. And then we have this trailer for Morbius with Jared Leto. And if you don't know, Morbius is a character from Marvel. He's actually a vampire. And he is a man with a rare blood disease who injects himself with the blood of a vampire bat. He should have seen it coming. He really should have seen it coming.
Yeah.
But he did it anyway. And he becomes this anti-hero. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. But at the end of the trailer, do you remember what happens?
A Spider-Man piece.
And do you remember at the very tail end who shows up? Remember I showed you?
Help me out.
Oh, I can't. Not a true fan. I'm only kidding. So you saw
You
Homecoming.
put me on the spot, dude.
Listen, any good nerd would remember immediately. I'm only kidding. But yeah, so at the very end of the Morbius teaser, Michael Keaton shows up as Vulture from Homecoming.
Yep.
And he says, "Hey, you're tired of being the good guy?" And so they took this huge, bold move and immediately connected Morbius to the Marvel Cinematic Universe officially, which means Venom is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Morbius is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Vulture is crossing over into the Sony universe, which means that the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the animated one, could be in the MCU now, which means the multiverse is part of all of it, which means Tobey Maguire could come back,
Damn.
which means Andrew Garfield could come back because he was through Sony, and now he's saying you're tired of being the good guy. I think he's building up the Sinister Six. And we have Venom 2 coming out, who's directed by Andy Serkis, who voices Gollum in Lord of the Rings. That's going to be R-rated. That's going to feature Woody Harrelson in a red fright wig as Carnage. The wig was... You'll see the post-credits scene. And now this whole thing is completely blown wide open.
Bring it on, baby.
That's all I have to
Bring
say.
it on.
I'm ready. Sony's like, listen, you're going to give us all your money. And I'm like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. It's quality content. Yeah. But, man, I'm excited about the future of all this stuff.
Yeah. Very intriguing, to say the least.
Yeah.
In so many different directions that they could take this, that the possibilities are almost endless.
Yeah, and that's what drives me to not look up spoilers. Like, sometimes I don't mind them. Like, people are gonna, like, yell at me, but I knew the entire plot of episode 9 before the movie came out. Because I really don't mind spoilers in some cases.
I was one of those, like, what are you doing?
Yeah. But when it comes to this, and world building this smart, I don't want to know what happens.
Yeah.
I just want to be surprised.
Yep.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So, yeah, watch Venom if you haven't. Morbius comes out July 31st. Venom 2 comes out October 2nd. And then Spider-Man 3 comes out July 2021.
I will put Venom on my list.
Yeah. You actually just recently watched The Avengers. How's it feel watching The Avengers for the first time, kind of seeing other MCU movies?
It's crazy because I got involved really late, so I'm like seeing all these characters like Loki, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
You saw Lord of the Rings, right?
There's so many threads. I never got into those. Like,
I'm just going to stay silent for the next hour and put all of this podcast on your back because of your betrayal to Lord of the Rings.
I'm sorry to disappoint.
You need to watch. Watch The Hobbit. Watch The Lord of the Rings first.
Those are like long movies. I don't know if I have the attention span to do.
I believe in you. You need to watch the extended cut. They released an extended cut of all 6 movies, and it's over 72 hours of content.
Damn, I don't have the attention span to do that.
Promise me you will do that. You will take this great venture one day.
I need you to do it with me.
That's fair. All right. Yeah, that's awesome. So, Morbius comes out at the end of the summer. Black Widow comes out in May.
So
we actually had a brand new look at Black Widow, by the
Will
way.
you do that with me?
Yes, I
Okay.
will. I will. I'm not sure what people are going to say when we leave this room and the people outside are like,
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. I'm only busting. But yeah, Black Widow comes out. You saw the new look.
Yes, I saw the new trailer.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I was already excited for that movie, but the more and more teasers I get more
Yeah.
excited.
The villain's name is Taskmaster, which sounds like my boss at retail. No, I'm only kidding. That's. I hope he does not listen to this.
Sounds about right, but sorry, we apologize.
Yeah, no, not really. No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
So yeah, Black Widow's out in May, and that takes place between between Civil War and Infinity War. And it's kind of about, Black Widow going back to her home country, becoming part of the Black Widow program. She's not the only one. David Harbour plays the Red Guardian, who's like the Russian version of Captain America.
Do you think it's strange that they're going back and doing a Black Widow movie after she's already been, killed?
The only reason I say no is because this movie's been 10 years in the making, and I always have this saying, and Kevin Feige I trust, right? I think what they're doing is they're going to be introducing characters in this movie that are going to play out during Phase 4, because this is the first movie in Phase 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be good. I mean, look at the year. We're stacked. Black Widow, Morbius, Venom 2, The Eternals, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision.
It's only January, people. It's only January.
We got a lot. But do you have any thoughts on the MCU going forward?
Like I said, the possibilities are endless, and I'm just gonna jump on and go for the ride.
Yeah. Any movie you're looking forward to in particular?
And it's gonna be wild.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know about Morbius till you showed me the trailer, and then you saw my reaction.
Yeah.
My jaw just dropped.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one that I'm most excited for right now.
Yeah. It looks a little creepy. It looks a little scary. It looks a little dark. It looks a little perfect.
Yeah.
Jared Leto failed as some people would say he failed as the Joker.
Not my usual type of movie, but I'm gonna give this one a shot.
Yeah, you'll notice these Sony-verse movies, Venom and Morbius, are like filmed to look like dark and rainy and grayscale and depressing.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be great. So the future of Marvel looks bright. Gosh, what do you want to talk about next? We have so much.
So much. I wanna hit on the PS5.
I would love to.
The PlayStation 5.
I would love to. Gosh, why don't you give your opening thoughts on what you've seen so far?
Well, all we really have is the logo right now, and
people are mad because they literally took the PS2 logo and flipped the 2 instead of making a new 5. Like, they literally could have made a new 5, and they flipped the 2.
I know.
Which is great. It's great.
But people stop complaining. Like, who cares? It's a logo. It's gonna sell anyway. So
yeah, rumor has it it's going to cost $4.99 and about 3/4 of your soul.
probably.
But I'm perfectly okay with that.
Me too.
Yeah. So I actually have here, gosh, these rumors could be totally unverified and totally fake, but we'll find out soon. But they just revealed the logo, not the logo, the catchphrase or whatever you call it, for PS5.
Slogan?
The slogan, that's the word I was looking for. And the slogan for PS5 is, "It's time to play."
The game. I'm sorry, I just had to finish.
Yeah.
It didn't sound...
It's time to play.
It didn't sound complete to me. So
Yeah, it's time to play. And here's a quick list, right? PS5 unverified rumors. I won't say the website because if I do, people are going to be like, "Well, that website's garbage." I don't care. This sounds legit. We'll see how it works out. All right, so here we go. PS5 reveal event set for February 5th, 2020, which I actually think you just saw the other day.
what? I'm the one that broke the news to you.
To me, yeah.
Actually, yesterday.
Yeah, on Facebook.
I went on Facebook and Sony posted something.
Yeah, so this is kind of corroborates that. PS5 release date is October of this year.
October.
Yeah.
Not November.
It's not November.
Wow.
Yeah. The OCD in me is annoyed because I wish they'd go a full 7 years. They're going 6 years and 11 months.
Yeah.
The PS5 price is rumored to be $499, which is $100 more than the PS4.
That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah. PS5 launch games, and I want to talk about this for a minute. MLB The Show 21.
All right.
So here's the thing. MLB The Show 20 comes out in March. 7 months.
Whoa!
7 months between installments?
I didn't even think of that.
Like, are you really going to spend $60 to get MLB 20 if you're only going to be playing it for not even a year?
Why would you spend $55 for a game you're gonna only play for like half a year?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, MLB The Show 21, Gran Turismo 7. I can't wait for that to update for 30 hours, like the sixth one did.
I know. We gotta tell that story quick because I don't think we ever told the story, but that's how we met.
Yeah. Yeah, the first time we ever hung out, I brought a copy of Gran Turismo 6, and I didn't realize that there was a game update, and so it took 3 hours to update, so we first bonded over a blank screen and the words updating. And then by the time it was done, I had to go home.
Yeah.
That was it. I was like, getting a thumbs down. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was it. And then that was like, oh, nice meeting you over this blank loading screen. I can't wait to play the game next time.
Yeah.
And that was a whole 6 years ago, so you can see there's a long time between numbered installments. Yeah. They're doing a remaster of Demon's Souls, a game called Godfall. Legends with a Z, which is from Santa Monica. And then they're going to be teasing Horizon Zero Dawn 2, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, a new sci-fi game from Naughty Dog, who is just about to release The Last of Us 2 in May, a new IP from SIE Japan, a new IP from London Studio, Final Fantasy 16, and a new Resident Evil. And then the PS5 specs are almost, this is what bothers me, almost on par with the Xbox Series X. The leak claims the Series X is more expensive, and the PS5 is more powerful than the cheaper Xbox Lockhart, which is the cheaper model of the Series X.
Like, I don't know how to take that because what do they mean by almost on par? And to me, you have to make a choice. Is it on par or is it not on par? Don't leave
the difference is going to be like they're going to be able to render an extra leaf on a tree for the Xbox Series X. And that's gonna, knowing Microsoft, that's gonna be their selling point. They're gonna be like, this foliage has one extra leaf on it. Please pay an extra $100 for our system, and enjoy slightly lusher greenery.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say no.
But can I just go back to MLB The Show 21 for a second?
You sure can.
Because you know how I feel about sports games. Like, I'm very, very passionate about sports and sports games. Now, in my view, the developers, when they're developing a sports game in general, they struggle to put out a game every year sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do those developers expect to be able to put MLB The Show 20 out in March and then turn around 7 months later and even make a game good enough for the PS5?
Gosh, yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem possible.
I think it's weird that the release window for 21 will be October. I feel like they would do it in March, which is kind of the only thing in this leak that maybe makes me think it's not true.
And the logic in releasing 21 in October, the baseball season ends in October. Like, by the time October comes, people are thinking about football. Like,
yeah.
You're not thinking MLB.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you think sales for MLB The Show, MLB 20, will be hurt by the Astros, Red Sox, Cardinals drama?
It might be because just being a Red Sox fan all my life, it made all this cheating drama is making me lose my like for the MLB in general. So
I don't know. Hopefully it works itself out. But yeah, so if we want to stay on the topic of sports real quick, the XFL is about to launch after the Super Bowl, and I think we can both agree. If you don't know, Vince McMahon is relaunching the XFL, and I feel like between the two of us, we haven't seen a single thing that we're not disappointed with. It looks fantastic.
19 years, by the way.
That's a long time. Some people, you can be an adult and not have been born to see the XFL.
So almost 2 decades between them. But I agree with you. I haven't seen anything that I've gone like, what are they doing? Like, I'm in favor of everything that they've announced so far. So
yeah, I am too. The rule changes, the double forward pass, the teams. Gosh, the New York Guardians, the Battlehawks, they even have the LA Wildcats. It's like, this whole thing, this whole XFL seems positioned for success, and I really hope it does. I really hope it's successful.
Yeah, me too. But the ultimate test will be that first weekend when the first games happen.
Yeah, we'll see. Gosh, it's gonna. You're gonna sit down and you're gonna really see. Okay, Vince, have you really kind of figured this out, or are you kind of like charting dangerous territory again? Are you gonna like crash and burn spectacularly?
Yeah, right.
I
think Vince is gonna have an easier time because the first time when he tried to launch the XFL, the WWE at the time, back then was the WWF, but that was around the time where they were not a publicly traded company yet. So I think Vince just tried to take on a little
Yeah, kind of bit off more than he could
too
chew.
much at the time.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that makes sense, you know? And again, I think someone said maybe this is an indicator that he's getting ready to step down from WWE.
Yeah.
You know, we always like to say, you know, who he is. He you know, but maybe he's had a change of heart. Maybe he really is ready to give over the reins.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure.
Nobody
No one
knows.
knows. And then maybe we should comment real quick on, as you all know, the Patriots are no longer in contention. We don't know where Tom Brady's going to go. We have no idea about his future. But do you kind of want to? What are your thoughts on this Super Bowl, like as far as the two teams going in?
Super Bowl 54. For those of you that don't know, it's gonna be played in Miami on February 2nd.
Yep. Miami is gorgeous, by the way. Remember I showed you some pictures? It's beautiful.
Yes.
And, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
The San Francisco 49ers will be playing the Kansas City Chiefs in that game.
Yeah.
And that game features two great teams. I think it's gonna be one heck of a game. Like two really young, high-powered teams. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. It's personally, I'm going for the 49ers.
Me too.
We'll see. Can Garoppolo pull it off? But honestly, if the Chiefs win, I mean, if the Chiefs win, they haven't had a win since number 4.
I know, they beat
Since 1969.
they beat
Unbelievable.
the Vikings.
Back in 69.
Yeah.
Wow. Back when 97% of the audience were hippies. Oh, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if hippies watch football. I don't. I was born in 92.
They might have. I don't know.
Yeah. Although the hippie culture is returning a tiny bit in millennials in certain aspects, but that's a conversation for another day. So yeah, February 2nd, we'll see who wins. I know for me, you know, sometimes people don't watch the Super Bowl if your team's not in it, but I'm very excited for the commercials, the movie trailers, the reveals, the secrets, the surprises. Like the marketing is just as exciting as the game.
And now you're actually a football fan.
Yeah.
On top of it.
Even more, yeah, like every year I kind of learn more.
So it's gonna be even more interesting for you, I feel like, because you are at the point now where you kind of know the game a little bit more.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So moving on from that, I figured the Oscar nominations were just recently.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Are you familiar with the awards or the nominations this year or anything?
I don't normally like the Oscars just because like half the movies I usually go see don't even get nominated, so it's like
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know. The movies that get nominated for Oscars are movies that have a really good story attached to it. Like, you know that movie Roma, the black and white one on Netflix?
Yeah.
Alfonso Cuarón, he directed Harry Potter 3.
Yep.
But one of the big reasons that movie won is because almost all of the props and sets in that movie was furniture from his childhood that he spent months and months and months digging up over Craigslist and eBay. And there was a personal story attached to it.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of like wins the hearts of the voters.
I for a movie, right at the beginning of the year that I believe got a few nominations, but I could be wrong. But Hidden Gems
Oh, Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
Not a single one.
Not a single nomination.
No, they don't like Adam Sandler.
That's a great movie.
Not a single darn nomination.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic.
Did you see 1917?
Oh, that movie on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
The most beautifully
Yeah.
shot movie I think I ever seen.
And I need to recommend 1917 to the gentlemen, the people outside of this room. You need to watch 1917. It's absolutely amazing.
If you like an intense movie, like suspense all the way through, that's the movie for you.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't stop all the way through.
No, not at all. Basically, 1917 takes place in, well, what year is it? Well, 1917. But it's
World War One.
World War One, directed by Sam Mendes, who directed the previous Bond movie. And this movie is shot to look like it's one continuous take. They use like dark corners and shadows and CGI.
Love that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I love that.
I don't see it as a gimmick. A lot of people think it's a gimmick, but I think it's beautifully done.
It made it so much more enjoyable because it felt like you were going on the journey with the characters.
Yeah, you do. That's the thing. That's what makes it more intense. And it's basically about two people who have to send a message to this general to call off an attack because the attack is a trap.
Yeah.
And I won't spoil the rest. But that was nominated, if you don't know, for 10 Oscars.
Oh, no surprise. That's a great movie.
Joker, 11.
As it should be.
11 Oscars for Joker.
Yeah.
Little Women got a lot, but look at this. Like, I'll go through some of these real quick. So, performance by an actor in a leading role. You have Jonathan Pryce in The Two Popes, Joaquin Phoenix in Joker, Adam Driver in Marriage Story. Have you seen Marriage Story?
No.
Watch Marriage Story. Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory, which I've never heard of before.
I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and at the time I was really mixed about it. Like, I didn't know how to feel about it, but I kind of want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Just to see if I get a different, feel from it.
What were your criticisms?
It just felt like there wasn't a lot of action for a Tarantino movie. It feels like there was a little too much build-up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Some people didn't like it. I think most people did, but...
And it wasn't it around 3 hours?
It was long.
Time?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because you're not the kind of guy that likes long, talky movies, right? Mostly?
No.
No, because you don't like Lincoln.
No.
Yeah. I still can't get over the fact that that new Elton John movie is a musical.
I know. Rocket Man, a musical, and nobody told us.
Nobody told us. Performance by an actor in a supporting role. So you have like Tom Hanks for the Mr. Rogers movie. You have Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes.
Great movie, by the way.
Yeah. Al Pacino and Joe Pesci in The Irishman. Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time. Performance by an actress in a leading role. Cynthia Erivo in Harriet. Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story. Saoirse Ronan in Little Women. Charlize Theron in Bombshell. Renee Zellweger in Judy. Gosh, there's so much. I won't go through every single one. How about the best cinematography? The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again. The best director, Martin Scorsese for The Irishman, Todd Phillips for Joker, Sam Mendes, 1917, Bong Joon-ho for Parasite, Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Best editing, you got Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Parasite. Did you see Ford v Ferrari?
I wanted to just never got around to it.
Amazing. Best music, Joker, Little Women, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker got a nomination.
But I plan to see Ford v Ferrari.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
The first chance I get.
It's great. Marriage Story, 1917. And then Best Picture, Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, haven't seen it. Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. I think 1917 really stands a good chance at winning the Oscars, taking it all home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and Joker, like, could go home a big winner.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't... sometimes you have like these movies that completely sweep and win every Oscar they're nominated in, but I feel like they're so competitive this year. Like, I feel like the juggernauts will be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Joker in 1917.
But I don't know about you. Not taken away from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or the Joker, but in my opinion, I think 1917 gonna blow them out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just fell in love with that movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic. There's a lot of... It's probably one of the most... Joker is one of the most controversial recent movies. It's one of the most divisive movies among critics and audiences.
Yeah.
It's one of the most well-acted movies. It's one of the most disturbing movies. It's one of the most beautifully shot movies. It's one of the most beautifully edited movies. It's one of the most beautifully scored movies, beautifully filmed movies. It's going to win a lot.
Yeah.
It's going to win a lot. And I know somebody... a good friend of mine, I won't name names, but he refuses to watch it. He completely...
Joker?
He does not want to watch it because he does not want to be the kind of... He doesn't want to watch a movie that makes him feel down. He's the kind of person who wants to leave a movie theater feeling happy. And this is the kind of movie that really challenges you. You don't leave like feeling like you just watch The Sound of Music.
Yeah. And to tell you the truth, I didn't leave that movie in a great mood at all, but I enjoyed the movie, but not the type of movie for you to go and walk out and be like,
This is great.
I'm in such a good mood.
I want to start a socio-economic revolution now in the streets of Providence.
Yeah.
No. I actually had a guy who I talked to about the movie, and he said it made him want to punch people.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah. Yeah. Those are the nominations. February 2nd. Tune into the Oscars. I think you're really gonna enjoy it. Yeah. We should watch it together, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's on the 9th. I'm sorry, the 9th. I will not be available, but I will be available on the 2nd. I'm getting the Super Bowl all mixed up.
Okay.
But that's okay.
And just so you know, in case any of you guys are interested, the Grammys are this Sunday as well. So
Yeah, talk about those. You know much more about them than I do.
Well, I haven't followed like any of the nominations this year, so I don't know much, but I watch them every year, so if you want to catch them, they're live on Sunday. Alicia Keys is hosting, so.
Alicia Keys, that's right. Yeah. How was Taylor Swift's chances looking?
Like I said, I haven't seen the nomination, but I would assume that she's at least nominated for something.
Yeah, I would think so.
So hopefully she goes home.
She's nominated for dropping an F-bomb in her documentary trailer.
Yeah, that was a surprise. But for Taylor Swift fans, she's got a documentary coming out on Netflix on January 31st. I think it's called Miss Americana. I I believe it's all about the making of Lover, her newest album, but I also think she gets into the year that she disappeared after she released 1989.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So,
Do you think she's going to do it again?
no, I think in the documentary they get into kind of what she went through in that year between albums. So
Yeah, interesting. I mean, people burn out, you need a break every once in a while.
as a fan, I'll be very, very interested to hear more about that.
Yeah, that'll be great. For me, I watch award shows sometimes, and regardless of your political views, they do make it extremely political, and sometimes I'm just trying to watch an award show. I'm just trying to watch an award show.
Cool.
And again, I don't mind you expressing your political views. You have every right in the world to do so. And
but there's an appropriate time to do that, and I personally don't feel like an award show is that time.
And again, like I underagree. I underagree. That is my underagree is the word of the day. I underagree. No, I understand. You want to raise awareness, being activists and activism and all that is absolutely amazing.
But
and you can use your platform for it. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's just like. It's just so political, and they're trying to throw their politics in there so much. And I'm like, I just want to know who won the award for this movie, Karen. I don't know who Karen is.
Can I just say, like Paul, I'm all for people sharing their political views, all power to you. But I just feel like award shows are a time and a event to celebrate the accomplishments of the people, whether they make music or movies or TV. It's a time for celebration. It's not a time to spread your political agenda.
Yeah, I mean, you can disagree and agree. It's interesting because it can be a good time. I think if there's a pressing issue, I think it comes down to what your intentions are behind it. You know what I mean? Like if you have a platform and thousands of people listening to you, and you want, I think you go right ahead and you do that. But there are certain times where I feel like, they're just angry.
Like, I know there's people out there that would disagree with us. That's perfectly fine.
No, it's not. You have to agree with everything we say. There's no... I'm only kidding.
But that's the thing. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
My personal opinion that mayonnaise is indeed an instrument.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I totally agree.
There's a video of somebody slapping a thing of he's slapping a pile of mayonnaise with a spoon, and he makes a song out of it. So he kind of proved the haters wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. There's your little SpongeBob throw-in for the day.
Should we do a little SpongeBob moment? To lighten the mood a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to talk about. There really hasn't been any news.
I mean, we mentioned that the musical was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, we did a review of that last time. Yeah.
Holidays. But,
yeah.
There was a special on recently, but unfortunately, we both missed it.
Yeah, well, it was Escape from Glove World. That makes me think of Escape from Beneath the Planet of the Apes, which is what they have. They get trapped underneath the amusement park. So it's like a much more lighthearted version of Jordan Peele's Us. Have you seen Us?
No,
You should.
I don't plan.
You're not a horror movie guy, I know.
No.
No. Yeah, no, that's okay. At the end of the day, opinions are a wonderful thing, and it's great to live in a world. When you're doing a pop culture podcast, one of the best things about it is that everyone thinks and feels differently about everything. And that's what creates this tapestry. You can get into a heated argument, a colorful argument. You can have all these disagreements. You look at Star Wars fans, and at the end of the day, you're all just a bunch of pop culture people.
I'm one of them now.
Yeah, and it's great. It's part of the fandom of everything. Disagreements are natural, and it's kind of creates some variety.
And
Except if you don't like SpongeBob.
Can I just talk about wrestling really quick?
Yeah.
Because I was reminded of a story before we did this, but I won't get too far into it, but Impact Wrestling, formerly known as TNA, Total Nonstop Action.
Not the show I watched.
They didn't
Total
even,
nonstop sleeping.
They didn't even have commentary. The show I watched.
Yeah.
But they just crowned a female world champion at their last pay-per-view.
Nice.
But the timing could not be worse, because right before the pay-per-view,
Oh no, is there going to be controversy? I'm going to feel bad for saying nice, aren't I?
all these stories came out of comments that she made that were really distasteful. So
Oh no. It's always at that moment where all of the stuff comes out of the woodwork about what this person did or said.
yeah, like I said, I won't get into detail about it, but this big controversy. But I wanna keep the mood light on the podcast.
Yeah, there you go. This is the third podcast where we mentioned politics. We have to put a warning, trigger warning. No, I'm only kidding. But again, this is beautiful tapestry of opinions and views and things. And at the end of the day, that's, like I said before, it's what makes the whole thing beautiful.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Everyone has something different to bring to the table. Everyone has something original, and that's what I love about creativity, because you never know what you're gonna get, and that's why doing a podcast like this, there's always going to be something new. There's always going to be breaking news, exciting news, movie news, music news, sports news, wrestling news. But I do want to get back to that high impact thing real quick. So I guess they're not going under? They're not. I thought they were on the verge of bankruptcy.
Getting mixed rumors, I guess you would call them, because 1 week it sounds like they're going under, and then another week the ratings are still low, but they're doing well enough to keep stable. So
it's like the producer's like grandma. Yeah, I love this show, and just the one person keeping it afloat.
I don't know what to believe at this point. So
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think right now it looks like the standouts are AEW and New Japan.
Yes. New Japan had their Wrestle Kingdom show.
Yeah, that was really good.
At the Tokyo Dome. It's like their version of WrestleMania.
But better.
But better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... and then AEW's red hot right now.
They're doing great.
They're building towards their next pay-per-view. I forget the name of it right now, but it's on repeat.
I have a brilliant idea. They should call a pay-per-view. They should just call it pay-per-view. And just see the kind of attention that draws in. Just be super meta.
The pay-per-view.
Just call it pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And don't explain why. Market it as just a blank sheet of paper and literally call it pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Because you would taking bold risks, you would honestly tune in and be like, what the heck is going on here?
Have the logo just be a blank piece of paper.
And that would actually be kind of brilliant because it's like it's the whole anything could happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Like imagine seeing a movie come out, right? And I'm going on a tangent here real quick, but imagine seeing a movie where the movie is just the title, white, and then the date. No trailer.
I'd go see it.
That sounds brilliant. What the heck is this about?
For the mystery of it.
That maybe have the rating and why it's rated so parents can know whether or not to take their kids. And then just release this mystery movie. You don't know if it's low budget, high budget, found footage, horror, drama, mystery, romance. You just know the title. They should really do that. I think that would be fantastic. But real quick... Gosh, if we're looking at upcoming releases, The Turning is out on Friday, which is a new horror movie. It's a new adaptation of The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. Tomorrow. Actually produced by Steven Spielberg. The new Bad Boys for Life is doing really, really, really well.
I saw that, by the way.
Good movie, huh?
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I watched the first one, the first Bad Boys. And if you want the most 90s movie ever made...
You told me that. I gotta go back and...
Yeah. It's directed by Michael Bay in 1995. You know exactly what you signed up for.
Yeah.
It's like they make Miami look so bright red. I feel like you're going to burn your skin off on the pavement. His cinematography and the color palette that he uses is it looks like the inside of an oven, like Miami. And then at night, it's like everything is blue, like Pablo Picasso's Blue Period. It's like this absurd, over the top, And there's these close up and the crazy angles of Will Smith and Martin Lawrence as they deliver these really corny lines, and it's just unbelievable 90s experience, and it's corny as heck, and I loved every single second of it.
And you know how we both feel about the 90s. So.
Yeah, that's a great topic for another podcast, the 90s.
But can I just talk about Tom Brady for a second? Because I don't know what is gonna happen between now and the next podcast. So I just wanna
fair
take the time to say.
Let's close with this, actually. That's a great closer because it's a big story.
Thank you to Tom Brady for giving me all the best sports memories in my lifetime.
Yeah.
20 years of memory.
Yeah. I have a feeling we're going to be all weepy and cry, and then he's going to sign a contract with the Patriots and it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, never mind, 2 more years. I got worried for nothing.
But I just gotta say thank you, and I appreciate him and everything he's done. Because I don't know if he'll still be a Patriot by the time
Yeah, we'll see.
the next podcast rolls around.
As long as he's not a New York Jet.
Yeah.
Or Philly.
Anything but Jets or Eagles, please.
Yeah, and listen, I want to I'll go to Philadelphia someday. I want to see it for myself. I want to get a real, actual good cheesesteak that's supposed to be really delicious and climb the Rocky Steps. But yeah, Tom Brady's future is in question, and I feel like by the time we come back, we might have a more concrete answer. So I think, that's it, go watch Bad Boys, go watch the Super Bowl, go watch the Oscars, go see The Turning if you like horror movies, go see Bad Boys if you like 90s movies made in 2020.
Movies.
Yeah. that's great. So, gosh, we'll see you guys next time. We thank you for tuning in. We love the smorgasbord of topics that we've had here. So it's like a melting pot. It's great. And we welcome you guys for episode 7, which will be coming next month. Thank you guys for listening. Have a great night.
Along with Tom Brady.
Yes, absolutely. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and until next time, we hope you don't audibly groan.